Hey everybody, we're back with another Disney by Moonlight, and today we're talking about A Wrinkle in Time. We literally just got back from the new Disney movie A Wrinkle in Time, and how did you feel about it?
Did that suck?
It was really, really bad.
Oh.
And I'm so curious about the general opinion about this movie because people sometimes eat that stuff up. They really do.
It was so bad, and I can like pick parts and things out that made it bad.
Good. Well,
and there were some
I can like pick out a few things that were good.
There were a couple of good scenes.
Yeah.
But it was to the point when I got out of there that I didn't
I almost walked out early in the movie.
I didn't even know.
And I never walk out of a movie, especially a Disney movie.
At the end of it, I walked out of there and I went to the restroom and I was like, and I came out and I was just like trying to process. I was waiting for you. What?
This is funny trying to process it. Like,
I was trying.
What's happening right now? Where am I?
It was like, it was just bad. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was really bad. And I want to make it clear from the beginning. I watch a lot of family movies, and I don't use the phrase kids movies because I don't like that phrase. Nobody should be making movies with a mindset that this is just for little children.
No, I agree.
Because we grew up with movies that were quote unquote kids movies, but they were really highly entertaining for all ages, and that's what they should be.
And good movies.
Good movies. And they still make good movies, but like the Paddington movies, and we saw two amazing trailers before this movie. Mary Poppins Returns.
I gotta say, I was so skeptical about Mary Poppins, and who knows, it might be awful.
It could still be awful, but the trailer looks fantastic.
Because I was pretty excited about this movie, A Wrinkle in Time, but oh my goodness.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. And the other trailer we saw was the Christopher Robin one. What's the title? Goodbye, Christopher Robin? Or no, that's the other Christopher Robin movie.
It's just called Christopher
Okay,
Robin.
yeah, it's just called Christopher Robin. Another studio made one called Goodbye, Christopher Robin a few months back. Haven't gotten a chance to see that yet. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited for those two movies. Really excited.
Me too.
When I saw the trailer for A Wrinkle in Time, I was a little concerned.
Were you?
That it was going to be exactly what it was.
Really? Okay.
But it had the good parts in the trailer also.
Right.
And one of the best things is the concept. I mean, the idea of a movie where these kids have this like genius father who gets lost in like another dimension, and it wasn't even concept. It was actually like another planet when you actually see the movie. But and they have to go finding him. It sounds fantastic, And so I was like, okay, maybe those really cheesy and horrible parts with the who's its and what's its and all those people will not be so bad, but it was awful.
It was really hard to sit through, and I just can't even verbalize. I cannot verbalize how bad it was.
So we're gonna get into a lot of spoilers.
Yeah, this is a spoiler.
I was considering making this a red band review so we can just, because I feel like swearing.
I know, so
but I'm not gonna do it. We're just gonna go like normal. Something might slip out now and then. It sometimes does. No big deal.
Sorry, we're only human.
Yeah. But so this movie, and let me say, like, oh God, I hated the music, I hated the cinematography from the beginning. And some of that stuff improved as it went on, some of it. But like in the beginning, okay, you're in the real world, you can say something.
Well, what I was gonna say is, I mean, okay, you mentioned the music. I mean, the music was tolerable. You know how I am about music. I usually hate things that I hate. But, I mean, it was tolerable, whatever. The cinematography, it wasn't bad. It was just that it felt amateur.
amateur,
It
very,
felt
and
amateur.
especially the beginning, because things improved when they went on their adventure,
Yeah.
and then when the who's it what's it ladies left, it got better, even more, a little bit better.
It's very colorful.
But then there
It's
was
very
that issue with that
pretty.
little boy, and we'll get into that later.
Oy. Oy.
Okay, so this starts out with the little girl and the little boy. The little boy's adopted.
Yes.
The little girl, I guess, is, I don't know, I guess not.
No, yeah.
And is she also adopted?
No, no.
In the beginning, she's very little, and they're telling her, we're gonna bring home
Which, by the
your
way,
brother.
I know you guys, or some people, do not like Tomorrowland.
Oh God, I was
But-
thinking that. I was thinking of that. I was like, just a few minutes into this movie, when I already knew this was really gonna be a horrible movie.
Can we not just rehash the whole scene, beginning scene from Tomorrowland? I mean,
What do you mean? Like, it was
well,
similar?
okay, it was.
I was thinking that, like, if people love this movie, I'm gonna be so mad because Tomorrowland was so much better.
I love Tomorrowland.
And I can see some of the issues that people had, just a few of the issues people had with Tomorrowland. I get.
There's some
but
cheesiness at the beginning that is really annoying.
very
that,
beginning,
that
a little
video
bit.
camera thing at the.
That was the
where it's
only
taping.
part,
Oh,
and-
that's so annoying, and it's hard to get past that. But I love that movie. I think it's a great movie. But what I was saying is, there's a scene when she's a little girl and they're looking at the stars or whatever. And Tim McGraw is looking at the stars with her, and it was just like the exact same scene.
Yeah, the father works for NASA, and that was the same.
The
even.
exact same scene.
But that movie was so good, and it was so like it just like was. I guess it was a bomb,
Yeah.
And that's so sad. And this movie, it could, I don't know how it's gonna do. It could bomb, or it could be like the new everybody's favorite movie. I don't know, but because this movie, the stuff I didn't like, a lot of it was like everything that I don't like about this century. Did you ever get that sense? Like that was in the dialogue.
Yeah.
The way they were hammering in the ideas, like, it's great. Okay, they're pushing love in the movie,
Which
and that's
is-
great.
but
they
yes.
were hammering that into
Well,
you like
okay,
ridiculous.
No. Here's the thing. There's a way of pushing it so that it's subtle.
Yeah.
And we've all seen movies where it's done well, where the concept of love
And
is
how
done
important
well.
it is, and believe in yourself and all that stuff. But this stuff
Right.
was not subtle. This stuff was just hammered verbally into you every second by Oprah, which, by the way, I felt like if I didn't know this movie was based on a book that I think was in the 60s, came out in the 60s,
Yeah, I'm pretty
and I
sure
was
read it
trying,
when I was a kid.
early on I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a little bit lenient, this is looking really bad, but it was written in the 60s and stuff, but if I didn't know that, I would have thought this was like Oprah the movie. And then when she came on, when they brought her in, didn't she look like Ursula the Sea Witch? I was like, it's Ursula. It's Ursula. But she was like giant, and she was all with her makeup and her hair.
I thought there were some
But-
bad choices done with
So many bad choices in this movie. Every choice was bad,
like
almost.
they could have made her look so much more I don't know. It was just weird.
Eventually, I'm gonna get into the synopsis, but this is
Like,
hard.
and not just her, all of them. Like,
Oh my
they
God,
were-
Reese Witherspoon! I love Reese Witherspoon. She used to be on my special
And
list.
like, okay, so let's just say that. Let me just say that I do not think that I thought all the acting was good in this. Like, the actors were good, save for one, and I'll mention that later. But
98% of the acting was good.
it was good acting, and I feel like if it had
The dialogue, the
artistry, the
artistry,
look of
the
it,
execution,
it just.
the choices, many choices. Like
choices
Reese
were
Witherspoon, when her character came on the scene, it was like not eased in well. Like, you know how, speaking of Mary Poppins, how when Mary Poppins comes into the scene,
Right. Right.
You know, yeah, she flies in on an umbrella, which, by the way, would have even helped if this lady didn't just seem like a lunatic. And I know that was kind of the idea. It's like, oh, this is just a crazy lady. But it didn't seem like a real crazy lady.
No.
It seemed like a performance. You know? It was just a really bad performance.
Well, not her acting. I didn't think her acting was bad.
It's not necessarily her acting, but it felt like a play though, or something.
Yes, that's true.
You know, and there was like, she was acting like she was obviously a magical character, but nothing magical was happening.
That's the fault of the director.
I know. I'm putting everything on this director because you know why? Because they friggin' did a stupid thing, and they're doing this a lot now. Before the movie starts, the director introduces the movie, and they show like behind the scenes little bits. And it's like, don't show me that.
Yeah.
Okay? I cannot get into this movie now because you're showing me all the behind the scenes bits.
I actually like that.
I like that after I see a movie, especially an effects movie.
Okay.
I don't want to think about how they made this movie and who the director is after the movie, okay? But that wasn't what really killed the movie. It was just bad. But I lost track. I'm just gonna get back to the beginning of when we're talking about the plot of the movie, because I forgot where I was going. But
anger is coming out.
It's just so the movie starts out in the real world, and we're seeing these two kids, right? And first you see how much the family loves each other. And again, it was just really saccharine, like extreme. But it was okay. It was one of those flashback scenes, and you know, it was a little bit over the top, but not the acting.
No.
The acting was great. The little girl is amazing. Who's the main character.
She is so good.
I think her name's Meg, the character.
That's what I said coming out of that. I was like, that girl was incredible. What a shame.
What a shame.
What a shame.
And you know, was it Chris Pine?
But you know what? She carried the film, so I mean, if she hadn't been in the film, I would have walked out probably. I don't know. It was just.
I don't think I've ever walked out of a movie. I've only been tempted 2 or 3 times. This would be one of those times, but and this is the only Disney movie I felt like walking out.
I almost walked out of another one, but I won't mention it here. No, not a Disney one.
A La La Land.
Yeah.
We've had our now everybody's tuning out, but yeah.
I know.
But so we see them when they're little, right? And then we cut to a few years later, and it turns out Chris Pine, the father, and both the parents were excellent.
Yeah.
The father has disappeared because he's a scientist. He was working on this idea of, it's not time travel. I don't know if they're trying to give that impression, but it was more like space travel.
Right. And it almost like, at first I was like, okay, so it's interdimensional, but it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was just to another planet, as they described it, which was a little disappointing also. See, I've never read the book, and I've always been aware of it.
I read it when I was a kid, and I don't remember it at all. And
I've always been really curious about it. I wish I knew how much this was accurate to the book. But anyway, so without any knowledge of the book, so they're in school now, and their father has been missing for, was it 4 years? 4 years? Because he did his little experiment and he disappeared. And so now they're now we meet the little brother, and at first they're cool because like they're being bullied. Both of them, kind of.
Yeah.
And they defend themselves, really well.
Yeah.
The little boy's a little bit talky
mouthy.
But at first he uses it to defend himself, and that's cool.
Right.
But then later he gets really old really fast. How talky this little boy is.
It's not even just. I mean,
it's his performance. He's like really.
I've seen kids in film.
Yeah,
being talky and being good at it.
This is like, and I said before, I'll give him credit just for knowing all those lines. But,
yeah, I know.
But his performance was like when they have kids on Saturday Night Live.
Ugh.
The kids, they're basically like Broadway kids or something, I guess. I don't know, or commercial kids or something.
We can't say that anymore because did you know that like 2 of the Stranger Things kids are Broadway kids?
There you go.
So
I would never have guessed that.
I forget.
Probably the main one.
No. I forget their names.
Okay.
But anyway.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think that's accurate. It's like they're commercial kids or something, like from commercials and stuff. There's some,
No, I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's Disney Channel acting kids.
Now that's how we describe it. But that isn't how we would used to. We used to call that like the Broadway type kids.
Like it's this like big and
bold and loud and yeah.
And I mean, no feeling behind what you're saying.
You're just saying
it. Yeah, exactly.
There's feeling there, but it's fake.
Right, it's fake feeling, yeah.
It's fake. It's like this little boy does his lines and he's putting his all into it, but it's not sincere.
Right. There was one scene where
it's a big problem.
There was one scene where he actually cried, and I was like, well, good for you.
Yeah, sometimes...
You actually did it, you know what I mean?
Sometimes it's not that the kid's not capable of it, but...
Less is more.
Less is more.
Less is more.
Yeah.
Actually, that is the theme of this whole movie. It should be less is more.
But that whole vibe of... It's like watching Captain Planet and the Planeteers. You know what I mean? It's like, this is way too preachy about its message. And it's not that you have a bad message, but you're wearing a shirt with your message on it. That's what it feels like, It's like, okay, I get it. Save the whales. You don't have to tell me every 5 seconds,
Well, I think the issue is that we, and I would assume most of the world, have seen films which do it well. You know what I mean? Like, let's say, The Last Starfighter. That is a movie about believing in yourself and believing in your dreams and going for it and being a hero. Perfect example of a film that doesn't shove it down your throat, but does everything very, calmly, and they go to another planet. It's like more artistic and whatnot, but I don't know. I think they were trying to create a different world with this. I thought the visuals were ridiculous. I thought ridiculous.
Some of the
there were portions where they were standing in the middle of a field, and I was like, okay, this is beautiful. This is gorgeous.
I thought that scene looked like a lot of it. Like,
it's like they were trying to be an artistic music video. I don't know.
Like the dust in the bottom of the Lucky Charms bag. That's what that whole scene looked like to me.
It's like throw up.
And
somebody.
The colors looked like that, but
there was one scene at the end, and I don't even know how this poor girl. I don't know how she held it together for this scene. Because you can tell she's a phenomenal actress. And as a phenomenal actress, I don't know how you can just be like, okay, they're putting me in a harness and I'm gonna be flying through the air for like close to a minute, just doing weird expressions.
I'm trying to remember that scene.
It was at the end when she was like plummeting back to
Earth when I was like,
something.
Come on, kid. I was like, can we wrap this up so I can go talk about it?
I mean, yeah, it was just like, it was
like, Loki, I've been falling for 30 minutes.
Yeah, I felt embarrassed.
Oh, God.
There. Let's just say that. And I felt embarrassed for Disney. I really did. I was like, this is...
And it always hurts me when I watch something that makes me feel embarrassed for Disney. Because I'm very tight with Disney. I mean, as far as my,
Yeah. Well, so am I, but I'm more so with the older stuff, like...
Well, I mean, you almost have to be because it's like 50-50 with the, current Disney.
So many... And I get it. I know they're trying to do a fantasy film, but fantasy films have been done well before. But let me just say that Disney has always spread that message. That has been the message of Disney. They did that in the 50s films, in the 60s films, and they were done well. And it was subtle. It was so subtle, and it was beautiful that way. I don't know.
I mean, we've said all that. I want to get to like, because I keep trying to get to this part. Look, the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
before the fantasy element comes in.
Right.
And we're meeting these bullies. By the way, they have the Mean Girls. Is that a real thing, Mean Girls?
I never encountered that in my school.
I guess it is, because people full on kill themselves over that.
Yeah.
So.
No, there's a huge bullying problem, and it was huge in the UK for the longest time.
I know. When we were in England, there was like a telethon on the air. I'm always talking about this. There was a telethon about bullying, and I'd never seen that before. And I saw that in London in the hotel room on the TV, and I was just like, what the heck?
I mean, I think it's, it's obviously real.
And now that kind of thing, I mean, not the telethon, but that kind of thing is, we've been hearing about a lot of that here in the past 10 years.
I think what's more unbelievable to me is that I don't feel like she would be a girl that would be bullied. But I guess everybody gets bullied now. I don't know.
Sometimes, I mean, you see very like girls that look like they would be popular or something. You see them that they committed suicide because they were bullied. And
That's
it's
crazy.
just like crazy, yeah.
That's
and
insane.
It's a lot of online bullying and stuff, but that's not like this is how the bullying was in this. It's like what the her father's been missing for 4 years. She goes to school and on her locker is like a note that says happy anniversary because your father's been gone for 4 years.
Yeah,
and it says
like,
you should disappear too or something like that. I don't know. And it was like,
but I guess that happens.
Who would do that? Like your father's disappeared and they're like,
I guess that happens.
And then like the teachers are just flat out trash talking the kids, and they don't know the little boy's sitting there.
Oh, that was awful.
And then the little boy gets mad at them, and they're like, "Don't talk to your teacher like that." Oh my God, you should be fired and never work in school again.
Let me just say that those two teachers were horrible actors.
Oh yeah, they're actors.
I was like, what are you doing?
But that's and that was like the whole like first part of the movie, like before the fantasy stuff came in. Many things made it feel like those super low budget like homemade friggin' movies I've been watching. Like I'm on Amazon Prime lately trying to find like horror movies, and I keep getting stuck watching these anthology movies that are like, it looks like just somebody with a camera got a few friends together and made this horrible movie, you know? Right. And that's what it felt like, because it's like 90-some% handheld camera.
Was it?
Yeah, and that was driving me nuts because it just didn't fit to me, the movie. It was just totally taking me out of it because it was shaky. The person doing it was shaky or whatever. I guess I don't know if it was the director doing it or the cinematographer, but it was awful to me. And it was all the way up until like Reese Witherspoon came in, and maybe even after that a little bit. And then I didn't notice it after that. Sometimes I did. And the other thing, because I didn't, this is why I didn't like the cinematography. It was that a lot of handheld camera, especially before the fantasy stuff. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention as much after that, or maybe it wasn't handheld as much. And also friggin' in-your-face close-ups that like cut, like it's like 1 second here, 1 second here, and they just it's like the editing, the friggin' close-ups. Can I have a moment where I'm not like within like kissing distance of it? Like it was awful, and I had a really hard time with that early on. I mean, that's how quick I was freaking out that this movie was going to be horrible, and then Reese Witherspoon comes in, and Reese Witherspoon, I've always had a thing for Reese Witherspoon, you know? I mean, it's been a while, but yeah, oh my God, that was just horrible. I think she's a better actress than that. I have not seen her act like that.
I didn't say she was a bad actress.
Oh God, I thought she was horrible in this. But I can believe that them telling her that's how she should act.
It was the character and it was the lines. I mean, yeah.
Even still, okay, maybe it was the character and the lines, but they were horrible.
Well, I don't know whose fault it is. I feel like everybody
I'm just saying, the way she was introduced, and I know I saw you like the next part. Okay, the next time we saw her, and they're like out in the yard, right? And she like just climbs a fence to enter into the scene.
I don't even remember. I feel like I blocked everything
and
out.
I saw you like laugh at that, like or make a face like, oh my god.
I was laughing throughout this whole movie.
It's like you're a magical character.
Movie. It was definitely MST3K worthy. Let's just say that.
God, yeah. And then there's another. Okay, so the adventure is the little girl goes on this adventure with these three ladies, which every single one is introduced horribly, in my opinion. Okay, like Mindy Kaling, I don't like her, but like I've never liked her. I don't know, nothing personal, but like her character, I just thought was really annoying. She was the one who's always making those quotes and that Buddha quote and all that other quotes she was making.
I almost found her the less annoying than
she was. I just did not like her character either.
And you know what? I know it's like Oprah, but I've seen Oprah act and I really love her acting, and I think she was good.
You thought she was good in this?
She was good in this. Once again, it was the visuals and the...
For me, she felt like she was teaching a class.
I thought...
And that's my problem with the message part. Again, it's not the message. I felt like they were teaching a class. And I don't feel like... I know you think you're making a kid's movie based on a children's book. You don't have to make it like you're teaching a class of second graders or whatever.
You thought it was that they were dumbing the audience?
They were talking down, I felt, throughout the movie. I felt the whole way that they delivered the message was talking down to the audience.
Like we weren't intelligent enough.
Yeah, like let me spoon feed you what this is about.
Well,
every second, but not plot-wise, but just, well, that too.
I do think it's, I think it's for children. I think they are targeting that audience, you know what I mean? But I don't know if... You know what? Maybe it's a thing with how kids these days cannot, sit through a movie, so they have to have all these bold colors and everything. I don't know. But, like Never Ending Story, that was a cool fantasy part. Every time it flashed to what's-her-face. I mean, that was some cool visuals.
That was Never Ending Story is amazing.
Yeah.
And it had like the same, like partially the same villain.
Fantasy stuff.
The villain was partially the same. It had some similar
this
aspects.
was the villain from Fern Gully. I don't even know.
This was a combination of it and that kid from Care Bears 2.
Oh, I love
But
him.
not cool.
Yeah, that guy's way cool. I love him.
And like...
Oh my god, let's watch that.
And the villain from Never Ending Story. There's actually a video on YouTube that ties, and the guy made it before the movie came out, before this movie came out. It was like Film Theory. It was Film Theory who did it, and explaining how like it and Wrinkle in Time could be in the same universe because it's kind of like the same villain. But anyway, that's off topic. But I can totally see what he's saying with that, and it actually helped me get through the movie.
Really? That's good.
But yeah.
I hate being those people in the movie. I really do. That are just like laughing. I was holding in my laughter so hard. I was like, but it was atrocious. I can't. I actually checked my phone.
Oh yeah, I saw you checking your phone a couple times.
My phone. I never do that ever.
And with the music, like for me, aside from the songs, because they had like songs in it, which it's just personal taste, so I'm not going to say anything about that.
That is personal taste. But I will say that it took me out of the movie. It took me out in the fact that this was supposed to be a fantasy film, and then they started playing like modern R&B.
They do that so much.
Stuff.
Oh my god, that's like watching Peter Pan Returns or Return to Neverland, and it's like,
see, I don't like that.
This awful like R&B song.
But see, if I go into a 50s diner, I expect to hear 50s music playing. If you're playing something else, then I'm walking out of that diner.
Well, this was just...
If you're showing like a fantasy film, let me hear some cool fantasy spacey David Bowie music. I don't know if you really want to go there, but like...
I could have dealt with that. What I was going to say about the music for me, that when I said I didn't like the music, was like in the beginning, the feeling of the movie And when it has to do also with the cinematography and the handheld and the close-ups, it felt so much like it was like, this is the most important movie you're ever gonna watch. That's what it felt like to me.
Pretentious.
And it was so pretentious, and the music was pretentious.
Let's just say, I think the main word for this film is amateur. I really do.
Well, you know what?
I
felt like
way.
some aspects of... I felt that way, but then I felt it got better, and not good, but better, than amateurish. When
I enjoyed the part when
they were actually on... When Zach Galifianakis came in, from then on, it felt a little bit more like a real... the guy who was like a seer. When they went to that planet...
You're talking about Giamatti?
No, that was not Paul Giamatti.
What?
You thought that was Paul Giamatti?
Yeah.
Oh, no. That was not Paul Giamatti. You don't probably know Zach Galifianakis. He does a lot of comedy.
Oh. Wait. Who's the seer? I'm so confused now. What?
Okay. So
Giamatti was not in this?
Well, no, he was not in this.
That looks like him so much. Am I stupid? I mean, what the...
Yeah, but that's beside the point.
No, but is that not...
I don't. I think the guy you're thinking of was Zach Galifianakis.
Okay, who is the guy?
I love Paul Giamatti. He was not in this movie. Thank God.
Is the guy in Mary Poppins or the not Mary Poppins?
What?
But not Mary Poppins. The modern, the one about the writer of Mary Poppins.
That's Paul Giamatti.
Hey, this guy looked like him to me. I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen him in a while.
Okay. So anyway, well, let me do a little bit more of the plot.
Good.
He was very good.
He was really good.
Zach Galifianakis was very good, and it helped the movie. And from then on, the evil part of the movie was that little boy's acting, and
it was so
bad. And it was, and everything else was a little better. But I didn't talk about that other boy. Look here.
Wait, I'm looking this up because I don't believe that was who you say it is.
Okay, I know
oh
Paul
God,
Giamatti.
it is.
I know Paul Giamatti, and I know Zach Galifianakis. Okay, look.
I feel like they're similar. Okay,
I forgot to. I was about to talk about something, but I forgot to mention
the boy. All right, let me just say, if I thought he was a cute little boy. Not the little boy, the teenage love interest.
The love interest boy.
He was a cute little boy. Very good actor. They were making him creepy as hell.
He was so creepy. He was friggin' like so in love with this little girl.
I mean, it was like I was flashing to the movie Teen Witch, and she had just put a spell.
It was like every teenage witch movie where they make a boy fall in love with him, and he ends up either killing himself or trying to kill them because he's insane, because he's so
I thought he was gonna be a murderer when he
that part at he kept saying you have great hair.
He kept saying,
and it was like the part at the end where he's hugging her. It looks like he's about to say, "Your hair smells so good."
I thought he was gonna snip a piece of her hair and hold it and just
God, he was.
Now
so
let
creepy.
me just tell you. Does anybody, if you watch X-Files, I don't know, but do you remember Donnie Pfaster? He's a death fetishist, and he's like taking these girls into he's like stealing
the hair washing guy.
Yes, he's like, is your hair normal or dry? And Scully's just like, and she runs out. That's how I felt when I was watching this film. I felt like Gillian Anderson running away from Donnie Pfaster.
So we meet this boy, and he's brought in really.
And he's so adorable.
When we're talking about amateurs, everything's so awkward and amateur when they introduce characters. Like, they don't know how to introduce characters. Like, when he came in, he's just like, "Hey, what's up?" And it's like, "Oh, I was called here."
Who's this dude?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was weird.
Like, you were called here, okay. It's like the magical elements. I have no idea how the book is.
Yeah, if that's
maybe the book is terrible. Is the book terrible? It's a beloved children's book.
I read it and I don't remember.
I've never read it, but God, it's just like, oh, hey, I'm a new guy. Oh, okay. Why are you here? I was called here. I had a feeling.
He literally said that he had a feeling that he needed to be there.
Right at this spot. I have a feeling I'm supposed to be. Okay, that's not a good way to introduce somebody.
Or one of the ladies excuse me, put it into his head. I don't know.
Obviously, it was one of the ladies, the magical ladies that at that point had not even been very magical.
Why is this mom not watching her son? Apparently he's been crossing around town just like meeting all these women.
Who? Oh, the little boy. There was no explanation. This little boy knows all these women from around town. He's like this tiny little boy. And there was no explanation. He's just like...
I want to cry because there was
it was
no
so bad the way they did that. So they're told by these three ladies. I keep trying to get back to like a synopsis.
Nobody cares about the synopsis.
No, but they're little things I'll remember to mention if I do this. They're like, we're gonna help you find your father because we're magical. Apparently, I heard this from somebody else that they're actually supposed to be stars. Like actual stars from the sky that came down.
Cool.
And this was never explained.
You know what movie did this well? The Wiz.
Well, we like The Wiz. A lot of people don't.
But I mean, that had the perfect it was the same message. Believe in yourself and do well and do great things and all that stuff. And love is great. And it was done freaking well. Yeah, but again, we love The Wiz. A lot of people don't. But anyway, so they come and tell him, okay, we're gonna help you find your father. Mm-hmm. He's out in space or something. Like he's on another planet. We got to find out what planet he's on. So they do this thing. I'm zoning out. I'm sorry.
they mention the Tesseract, which is an actual science thing and also a thing from the Avengers. But anyway, they don't actually like show it. They're just like, we do this thing called tesserine or something. I don't know what it's called. And at first it was just weird, but it's like that they use their mind to transport themselves through time and space. Right. That's what the father was learning to do and trying to say that was possible. So these three women get together with the kids and they
were supposed to be a part of the universe or something. And they're like, it's like Father Time and Mother Earth and...
No, it was just three women who were supposed to be like... They didn't say it, but they're like supposed to be stars or something. And
I would have liked that better. If they had told me they were stars, that would have been more interesting.
If they could have said it, and maybe we were like already too lost. I don't know, but I
was not lost in this movie. This movie was
it wasn't lost, but zoned out at
maybe
parts,
this movie was too simple. I don't know. It was like a simple little story that was stretched out into 2 hours of needless people floating through the air.
And it's still, I will say this. Well, you're not going to agree with this. I was going to say it still felt short, but not really like the sit was short so much as like it felt like there wasn't much to it. So I guess it's kind of like what you're saying.
It
really felt, from how I remember hearing about this book as a kid, I thought it was going to be like really epic feeling, like a real adventure, like going to all these places, and it didn't feel like that. It felt like they went to like two places.
It's really funny because as much effort as you can see that they put into trying to make it feel epic,
it felt small.
Did not feel epic at all.
It felt small, and there were a few shots of landscape, big shots, but just a few. Every shot was, most of the shots were those close-ups that made everything look smaller because if you couldn't step away from the people's faces for 5 minutes, it made the movie look small, Everything was a close-up almost, except for a few shots, a few action shots or a few establishing shots. And some of the effects, like the effects on the landscapes and like the trees when the trees were coming up, I mean, that was good effects. It was good quality. The effect when Reese Witherspoon turned into some kind of plant bird.
Oh, that's when I laughed my
Say it. She laughed her ass off. It was...
That's when I was
It's like somebody call the effects guy and tell him this is a live action movie. It's not Pixar.
That's when I was like, what the hell is
Pixar looked more realistic. I mean, this looked like it was for...
You know why, though? It's
that
because
George Lucas movie about elves or whatever.
We grew up on Neverending Story, and I like flying bird creature dog things to be puppets.
No, dude. No, I'm talking about the quality. The quality of the CGI was not live action film quality for that creature, and it was for everything else. The other CGI was fine. I mean, but of course, like when I almost said Whoopi. When Oprah was like a giant, that looked like a TV movie. It was kind of like Once Upon a Time CGI.
Which I love Once Upon a Time, but
on the big
I'll
screen.
even find myself laughing at Once Upon a Time because of sometimes how cheesy it
Yeah,
is.
no, I mean,
But I don't know.
but like all the CGI in the alien planets and stuff looked cool. That planet with Zach Galifianakis, they were down like inside the planet, and that was kind of cool. But all those close-ups and
I really enjoyed
the dialogue. Oh god, the dialogue.
I really enjoyed the scene with Zach Galifianakis, and
He was amazing. He was excellent, and he was. Yeah, the little girl was excellent too. I was gonna say.
Okay, so if you still want to see this movie after hearing our review, then yes, go see it. The one redeeming factor is seeing this little girl act, because she's incredible. She really is. And I feel like it's the same little girl from Hidden Figures, but she was in it for like 5 seconds.
Was it her?
I think she was playing the little girl version, the young version of the
main character.
Older
kind of main
woman.
character.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, she was the main character.
Oh, is she really? I don't remember. I know that there were 3.
There were 3 main characters, but
Yeah.
she was more focused on. But I think that was her.
Well, I think she's been in a lot of other stuff. She usually plays a really intelligent kid, I think.
Yeah.
She's very good at that. And
you know what part I didn't like?
Very good.
I didn't like when they gave her. So there was a part where the it or whatever, the evil substance, tried to make her see how it would be if she was popular, which is.
Was that her? That didn't even look like her. That was actually her.
That was her. And I didn't like it.
So basically, it was like I can make it. All it was like making her dress like she was older.
Yeah, that girl,
than she was.
The little girl looks so much more beautiful just as herself.
I just
with
thought
the glasses on.
I thought she looked good both ways, but she looks more wholesome and nice and approachable as a regular person.
Yeah.
But like the other way, she didn't look bad, but.
She looked like she was
But
like. She was like
I
a
swear,
mean girl.
I thought it was a different actress.
Really?
I thought it was a different actress.
Well, you know what? That just shows you how dynamic her acting is.
Well, that character, she didn't act in that much. It was, in that
if
part.
you thought it was a different person,
it was
though.
no, but she looked like
Yeah.
a different person. But
That happens when you straighten your hair and stuff.
yeah, I didn't. I wasn't
glasses
sure if it was the same kid. I thought I was like, who's this? Another character? Please God no. But yeah. So I was saying it didn't seem like they did much in the movie, even though it was like I don't know how long the movie was.
It was like
they went to the planet, the first planet, which was a field, and they flew around the planet, and they were like, okay, there's nobody on this planet. So then they go on to look for Zach Galifianakis on another planet, and he told them where the father was.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, we need to go to that planet, but first we need to like regroup. And then they don't get to do that because the little girl's too powerful, I guess. And she wants to go find her father so bad that instead of going back to Earth and regroup, she took control of the, time shift. They didn't even call it. They wouldn't even talk about the wrinkling of time, which I think is a big deal. About how.
Well, they had a phrase for it. I forget what.
Yeah, they were calling it tesserine or something.
Testing.
But I think maybe in the beginning they briefly talked about the wrinkling of the time. I guess the father did a lecture and they showed it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They explained it. It's not a hard concept.
But it's a cooler concept for the way that it was explained. I don't know. I felt like that should have gotten a cooler explanation. But anyway, so they because I've heard it explained cooler on YouTube videos.
I actually thought that was kind of a unique scene where they showed the lecture and they actually showed him being ridiculed for it.
They did that exact thing in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah. Oh my God. No. So while I was watching this movie, I was like, I could be watching Honey, I Shrunk the Kids now. It would be
Fantastic
so much better.
movie.
So
Amazing
much better.
movie.
I was like, this is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but bad. I was like, oh my gosh, they could be in the grass right now with Auntie. And like all this
meal pie.
stuff.
Yeah, so anyway, Zach Galifianakis says they're on some planet that is not safe to go to because the evil thing, the it, is on that planet, I guess. But anyway, they end up going, and then the three old ladies, or the three ladies, can't go with them. And so they don't go because they're too weak now to go to that planet with the it.
Which I feel like they could have gone to wherever they were,
out,
and then like I feel like they could have charged up again and then gone back into the fight. But
they didn't want to. They didn't want to.
Also,
they were done with
let's just say that. Okay, so to wrap everything up, I mean,
wait, I wanted to say the plot. Okay, you won't let me say the plot. They so they go to the evil planet, right? And she finds her father, but the little boy turns evil, and basically he just turns sassy. He's up there and he's being sassy, and really he's just it's
so bad.
I wanted to strangle this kid throughout the movie, and then that part I really did want to.
Oh man.
But yeah, and he goes on and on.
I've seen evil done well with children. I've seen children be able to be really evil and do it well. And I would like to say that I wish the kid from The Shining had a long career after his Shining movie, and he didn't, because nobody would give him a job.
We never saw him do evil, though. I don't know if he can do evil.
He did.
He did catatonic.
He did creepy good. I feel like he could have done a good evil.
Yeah,
I think he could have done evil good.
I like, that kid better.
Heck, children with porn, whatever.
Anything with evil kids is better than this. So the father is like, this was interesting. The father is like, oh, let's just go back and leave the boy here.
Which was so funny because that's what I was thinking.
and then the little girl's like, what? How could you do that?
I know. Okay. So that was one of my big problems.
I was like, is the father the evil thing right now? Is he not the father?
Yeah. Okay. So at the end, when everybody's all happy, and you'll finish the synopsis in a second, but let me just say that when everybody's
I'm gonna let you finish. Hang on.
At the end, when he's like, they're back home or whatever, and he's trying to, win his daughter back. I don't know. She had no qualms about the fact that.
There was like a little moment.
Left the
like,
son there.
I'm sorry. I was like, okay.
I would have been like, the rest of my life as a daughter, I would have been like, yes, I love you, Dad, but
I don't trust you.
I don't trust you. You're a disappointment. I'm ashamed.
Wow.
You are not a good dad.
Oh, he was right. They should have just left that kid there, but.
Oh no, I would have left that kid there, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, he already had like a points against him because they were like, oh, you left us 4 years ago. I thought that was worse than what he did like before. I didn't think it was they were making a big stink that he left them 4 years ago, but he was just doing his experiment. It just didn't work out. He just got trapped. I mean, I don't think they should have been coming down on him for that.
Let me just also say that everybody in this film, except for the people who weren't
what?
They were so cruel to this girl.
Yeah.
Her father was gone, and the principal and the teacher.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's like I was watching the movie Carrie.
But at the same time, I was like, you should at least mention to the principal that, because that note on your locker was horrible.
Yeah, that's true.
You're sitting in. This always happens though in the movies.
You know what? No. Had she done that, the principal would have just done the same thing.
Probably.
It wouldn't have. This girl has been through it. She's been in the office many times.
Probably.
And I'm sure she tried to explain whatever horrible thing they did to her the first time. And he was just like, well, you threw the punch.
Yeah.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Just let them do that?
Yeah, Mean Girl, by the way, was Sean. Is it Sean? No, Corey and Topanga's daughter. Other character.
I didn't like her.
I think that's who it was.
Really?
I think she plays Corey and Topanga's daughter on Girl Meets World.
That's really.
Well, I mean, they didn't give her but like 2 lines in this.
You know why I didn't like her? I didn't feel like she was Mean Girl worthy. That sounds bad.
We didn't even see her do anything except for... She seemed like a mean girl to me.
No, I feel like she would just be a normal girl. Like...
You didn't think she looked like...
A mean girl. Looked mean girl worthy. I didn't...
I thought she looked like a mean girl
But
in the context of the movie.
I guess that's realistic, though.
I don't know.
Sometimes that
You mean
happens.
she didn't look like all glam, like...
Yeah.
Yeah. They have like a new Heathers now. And I just saw like the trailer for it and I was like, seriously? That doesn't look like these girls, these people would be like the most popular people in school.
I don't know.
It's ridiculous. They're getting a little ridiculous nowadays with a lot of that stuff. They're like, I don't know.
I just
weird.
don't know anymore.
I literally don't. I literally can't even. With this movie and with a lot of stuff right now.
Okay, so...
I'm all for all the good stuff that's going on right now.
Well, yeah,
but you can't hammer things in.
No. Newsflash, the good stuff has been going on for a while. And if you guys had ever watched Disney movies from the 50s, you would have been getting this good person people vibe.
Oh, that, yeah.
You didn't...
No, I'm talking about just everything like they're trying to like push this movie because it's like a strong woman movie and all that, but it's like,
oh my gosh,
but it's bad. It's not well done.
Have you seen 9 to 5?
And it's like,
I mean, that's an amazing strong woman.
And because it's got a female director, and it's like, yeah, but there's got to be better female directors out
Did you know that there's a female director, and I don't remember her name, but she directed some of the best episodes of X-Files that have come out recently? She wasn't even a part of the original X-Files show.
Well, I think there's a lot in television.
She's been directing these episodes, and they're phenomenal.
So get her to do a movie, right?
Yeah, bring her on for this movie.
Yeah, no, not this movie's done.
Oh, man.
This movie's done.
Oh, yeah, don't make a sequel, please.
Oh, God. I'm so curious what people think about this movie.
Me too. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they save the dad. Everybody gets home, and everything's fine.
You know what,
the kid
though?
smells the kid's
I feel
hair.
like it should have been more of an ending of Krampus when everybody's just like sitting around.
You know, this just all being a slow globe at the end of the movie, or
that would.
You know what I would have liked? The ending from The Mist.
Ooh, yeah.
Can they just like not be able to get home from that planet, and so the father just pulls out a pistol?
Oh God.
But
yeah,
I know.
No.
It's just it was bad. Oh, it was terrible.
The bottom line is that there are so many more better movies that have the same concept. They have the same fantasy aspects. Go check those out. And I mean, I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but like I've noticed a lot of people, you know, in the young age range, they're kind of stuck in a rut with the modern stuff. They don't even go look at movies like The Last Starfighter or things like that. I mean, just do it. It's way better.
Or Never Ending Story.
Never Ending Story.
I mean, as far as movies, promoting love, which
Labyrinth.
I don't know, Hair.
Go watch Labyrinth. I love Hair. That's
But
good.
movies promote love a lot, but
I love my hair.
the Care Bears movies are better than this movie.
Oh man, yeah. Care
We love the Care Bears. A lot of people don't, but we love them. But
there goes our credentials.
I mean, there's you know.
There's a lot.
That's something you find a lot in other Disney movies.
Have you ever watched Old Yeller? There's a lot of love in that. That poor dog. And that kid. I mean, just, I don't know.
There's good recent Disney movies too. I mean, there are.
I love Tomorrowland, and I know
Tomorrowland was excellent, and that's a lot about believing in yourself and about love. And there was love too in there. I don't know. It's been a while since. I mean, all the Disney movies have love in them. I don't know. It was just poor execution, guys.
I have nothing.
I'm drained. I hope I didn't say anything offensive, but I'm tired.
You totally did. It was just not very good. So
It was
if you want to
bad.
go see it, go for it. Let us know what you thought. Comment below. If you think we're idiots, sure, comment below.
I'll delete it later. I'll delete the negative comments, but go ahead. It's, I get like 3 comments, so it's really easy.
Hey, stop bullying.
Don't bully people. Don't be a troll.
No, but seriously, that's jerk. Don't bully.
No, don't.
But
I get really hurt and I cry.
he does.
Delete your comment,
You know what?
and then I'll do a curse on
He
you.
like brushes it off. That's right. That's his delete. He deletes it.
I'll do a voodoo curse on your ass. But yeah.
Top that.
Wow.
See, now we're delusional.
Teen Witch is a better movie
Oh God.
than A Wrinkle in Time. Top that.
Done.
Wow.
So let me just say that I was gonna say earlier that Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who, and it is. I went through a phase where it was my favorite show, but it kind of flip-flopped with X-Files, and right now I'm in this X-Files mode. I need to catch up on X-Files, on Doctor Who. But if you remember the first season of the recent series, it was kind of like this in that like it was all these colors and kind of quirky and oddball. I don't know, but what I'm trying to say is that an episode of Doctor Who is only an hour long, and I felt like.
Are you trying to say what I was trying to say about that X-Files episode?
Yeah.
And it was, you could have wrapped this up faster. You could have let me go home faster.
Like, had you placed, well, let me just say had you taken those 3 women out and put David Tennant in, you would have had a much better
You have
movie.
to have just women. Only women. No more men in movies.
No, you know what? There's a woman.
Zach Galifianakis, best character.
No.
in the movie.
The woman Doctor Who coming up, I know she's going to be amazing.
We're all for it.
She's going to be fantastic. Let's take those 3 women out,
Put her in.
put her in as the Doctor, and you've got a great episode of Doctor Who. If you put it down to an hour.
Wait.
Just crush it all down to an hour.
You're turning this into Doctor Who?
I'm just saying.
All I'm going to say is I was ready to vote for Oprah for president, and now I'm not going to do it.
I'm still ready to vote for Oprah for president. I love Oprah.
Oh yeah, I mean,
really
I'm not
do.
going to vote for I'm not going to vote for the Republicans, so go ahead.
I love her, and I love her acting. And
I love
think-
Oprah. It's just, this felt like it was Oprah the movie.
No.
That's what it felt like. And I'm talking about like just the whole like way that they were doing everything. I don't know.
I didn't feel that.
I think she's more of, maybe she's done some great acting, but I feel like she's more of a host than an actress.
Oh man, you haven't seen
But then I don't know if I've seen Oprah in any other movies.
Yeah, no. Color Purple. The Color Purple is phenomenal.
I don't think I've ever
I
seen
can't
that.
even talk anymore. I'm so tired and exhausted from
But
this film.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like she's more of a host than an actress, at least now, maybe. Maybe she's, sometimes after a while
She was very good in this. She was. I thought she was.
I guess. I felt like she was teaching a class.
It's because of the whole thing being thrown down your neck.
It was being shoved down my throat.
Yeah.
But
but we were talking about strong woman films. Aliens.
oh, Aliens, yeah.
Go put that in, guys. Because that's fantastic.
Even Tomorrowland was a strong woman film.
There's a new Tomb Raider coming out.
I'm excited for that. But there's a there's a lot of superficial aspects of Tomb Raider.
Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures, excellent movie.
Figures.
Excellent movie.
Fantastic film.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to give them examples of better films that might give the same message.
Okay.
And then we were talking about,
about the intelligence and speaking up for yourself or believing in yourself or
go watch an old Haley Mills movie. What's that creepy one? Where she's she's a killer.
Oh my god.
Not that one. Go watch In Search of the Castaways or Moon Spinners. Fantastic.
In Search of the Castaways, that's kind of like this. They're like looking for their father.
Yeah. Strong women.
No, is Moon Spinners? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes she's a little girly.
Watch Wonder Woman. I don't know.
Wonder Woman, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. It's just
We're tired of that movie.
it was bad.
So go see it if you want, and then let us know what you like.
If you listen to everything we said and you still want to go see it, then go ahead.
Go for it.
It's your problem.
Yeah.
So we'll talk to you
Like,
later.
comment, subscribe.
I'm gonna think about Mary Poppins Returns and Christopher Robin and Avengers and Han Solo, which I think is gonna be good.
Is there gonna be another Wonder Woman movie?
Yeah, it's called Justice League. You missed it.
Oh no, I saw that.
You did not see Justice League.
Yeah, I did.
When?
Didn't I go with you to see that?
No.
Oh. Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. You went to see Batman versus Superman.
Wasn't she in that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was before what? Okay, I don't know.
Anyway. There's a lot of good movies coming soon.
Yes.
Mm.
All right, guys.
Talk to you later,
See you
guys.
later.